Hello folks, I hope you're all doing well and welcome to another review. So this week obviously going to be reviewing Orphan 55. So if you've been following my Twitter account, you probably know I've been pretty negative on the episode, which I think a lot of fans have been after how good Spyfall was. I'm not gonna lie, this episode definitely wasn't as good as Spyfall, but hey, it was expected. It was supposed to be a normal episode after such a really good, spectacular kind of opening to open the series up, so we're kind of back to normal. But still, you'll see my thoughts throughout this review. Obviously, I just want to introduce the review, so this is going to be my review for Orphan 55, so let's get started. So let's start with talking about the characters. So the Doctor, I thought that Whittaker had some good moments in this episode. I liked the scene where she interrupted Ryan, his love interest, and made it a bit awkward. That was quite funny and didn't get it. I liked that. And also the scene where she was lifted up by one of the dregs, and yeah, that was a good scene as well. But one thing that did annoy me, and this is something that I'll go more into detail more as Series 12 goes on and I go into my final Series 12 review at the end of the series, is, and this is something I keep noticing, is when the 13th Doctor is explaining things, it just kind of slightly annoys me, because it feels like there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of talking, and yeah, I just find that a bit annoying. And I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if simply it's the scripts and the Doctor is just getting too much explaining to do, and that's why it doesn't really click with me, or if it's just Jodie's delivery and maybe it's not as smooth going as other Doctors. I'm not really sure, but hopefully this will improve going forward with Series 12. Moving on to Ryan, and Ryan gets a love interest this episode, and I like it. It was something I wasn't expecting, I didn't know what was happening, but I did like it. I liked Ryan, his chat lines and the way he was before. I liked it. The girl as well was okay. Wouldn't say she was great, but yeah, she was fine, and yeah, it was something that, yeah, it was okay. It was something for Ryan to do. Unlike Yaz, unfortunately Yaz just didn't have much to do in this episode. It's kind of back to Series 11 after I really liked her in Spyfall, which is a shame. She didn't really do that much in the episode. And if, as well, obviously the show's been hinting before that Yaz could be bisexual. If that was the case, I think I would have much preferred her to have the love interest rather than Ryan, since that would have gave her the much needed character development that she needs. But yeah, it's just the way it is. And finally, Graham. Graham's just Graham in this episode. He's likeable, he's got some funny lines. I like the moment where he's worried about Ryan, that's quite sweet, where he thinks he's been called off, and yeah, Graham's just Graham in this episode, and I do like him, and he's got some really good funny lines throughout the episode. Moving on to the guest cast, and the guest cast isn't great in this episode. There's James Buckley, who played Jay from the In-Betweeners. I was really looking forward to him, but unfortunately his character was just kind of plain and boring. You didn't really notice he was there, which is a shame. His son in the episode, not in real life, but in the episode, sorry, I'm terrible with names. I just don't think the characters were really that memorable, to be honest. But yeah, the son in the episode, he was okay, probably a slightly more likeable character than James's character. You then get probably my favourite guest character, who is the main officer lady in charge. I liked her. Found it was a bit weird where Ryan's love interest was revealed to be her daughter, and then they kind of worked together in the end. That felt a bit forced and a bit out of place, but yeah, she was an okay character. And then you obviously get the old couple, who I didn't really like that much. They weren't terrible, but obviously the old woman became a meme. She kept saying Benny. That was a bit annoying, but you know, we've got some great memes on Twitter. Moving on to the actual villain. Now, I think their names is the Dregs. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sorry if I'm not. It does sound very similar to Greg's, I know, and I've seen a lot of people on Twitter make fun of that, so I think I'm pronouncing it right. Sorry if I'm not. But I thought they look great. Like, honestly, I can get why the cast now were saying that this is the scariest monsters they've ever seen, because they do look fantastic. They do look very similar to the Hulks from Torchwood. I did think when I first saw them that it actually was them, but it's not. But they look fantastic, absolutely great. Apparently some of them were in costume, apparently, because obviously the cast said that they were scary and that they were in real life, so that's pretty cool as well. So yeah, the production team, the designers, whoever they are, they did a fantastic job with the look of these monsters. But unfortunately, that's not enough to make them great. Unfortunately, I think the main issue with them was that I just don't think the scare factor was at 100%. For example, when they were killing people, we never actually got to see them kill people. We just heard the screams of the people being killed, and that was it. We didn't even get to see the dead bodies or any like injuries or anything like that. So that was pretty disappointing. I think that they definitely should have put more effort into the scare factor. You can't just have the monster looking scary and that's it. So I think they definitely could have done more in this episode, because again, the main thing they do is kill people, but we don't really get to see that, so it is a bit disappointing. Now obviously, going on to the twist, we get the twist that they are actually humans from the future, and on reflection, I like that. I think that's actually a neat idea. I think it was a good twist, and it's actually quite a creepy idea to think that these are the future human race that we are currently watching. So I did like them, but as a whole, this threat wasn't executed great. I think it's a good idea, but I think the issue is they just, like I said, the scare factor needed to be more present. We needed to actually see them kill people. You can't just have screams. It's not enough. And maybe it is because the episode was only 45 minutes-ish long. Maybe they needed more time to make them do more. But yeah, the villains, they weren't great. They weren't terrible. But yeah, I feel like they ended up just being a bit meh. Obviously now going to talk about the proper ending, where the Doctor is in the TARDIS and is discussing to the companions, basically not discussing but more telling them that humans are capable of a lot, and it's really up to us what happens with the future of our planet and the human race. And it's got a mixed response, and I can get the both sides of the argument. I can get why people like the ending, because global warming and climate change is an issue. And the reason that basically the Doctor is having a bit of a lecture is because it is such a serious issue that it doesn't need to be padded or hided or anything like that. It's just straight to the point. The Doctor's being like, look, global warming is real, climate change, we need to do something, humans need to do something, do it. Basically that's what she's saying. She's just getting to the point, and a lot of people have liked that. And also it makes sense as well, and I have appreciated this more, that the Doctor has lost her own planet, so you could view it as the Doctor really does want to lose Earth as well. So it does make a bit more, you do appreciate that a bit more, knowing that the Doctor has lost her own planet and maybe just wants Earth to be safe as well, not to lose another place, and basically our second home, planet Earth. But the other side of the argument is it is very preachy. It is basically the Doctor having a bit of a lecture, and it does end the episode on a bit of a damper rather than a high, and it does also feel a bit out of place. The episode does take a very strange ending. It doesn't really feel like a big ending or anything like that. It just kind of feels like it ends with a lecture. And yeah, some people like it, some people don't. What didn't help 100% is BBC America. They basically released a video a few days before broadcast. It was a day actually before broadcast, saying that it was basically to not miss the ending. And I can get what they meant on reflection, because it is a not missable ending, because it's got a big message, so you should watch it. But definitely they should have expected a backlash from that. I think a lot of people were expecting more of an ending to do with the Timeless Child or something like that, but that just wasn't the case. But for me, this ending, I honestly don't know how I feel about it. I'm pretty much in the middle. I like it, and I also dislike it. I'm just a bit meh on it, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet, even more than 24 hours after broadcast. What I will say though is that I do think Jodie did a really good performance in the scene, and I think that she did do a really good job. So overall, what did I think of Orphan 55? Am I still as negative as I viewed it on Twitter? The answer would be no. I think the reason that I took such a negative reaction at the start was because, one, BBC America had hyped up the ending, so I was expecting something big to do with the series arc, but there was obviously nothing. The ending wasn't in the same way I thought they were meaning, which was more going to be to do with the series arc or a big massive twist. It was more an important message, which is still as important, but I just think naturally a lot of fans, including myself, have took what BBC America meant in the wrong way. So that disappointed me a bit. And two, it was back to kind of normal episode after the exciting two-part opener. So naturally, yeah, I was a bit disappointed at the start, and I still am. I still don't think this is a great episode. I still think it has quite a few issues. I think pretty much everything's just a bit meh about this episode. The main characters are meh. I like the Doctor, but obviously her explaining annoys me a bit. I like Ryan. Yaz doesn't really do anything. I like Graham. So the main characters are meh. The guest characters are meh. I like the main officer lady. The Ryan's love interest is a okay character, but the old couple are annoying, and unfortunately James Buckley's character is just forgettable, although his son in the episode is actually not that bad of a character. And the villain, I forgot their name now, but yeah, they're not great. I like the twist that they are human, but apart from that and the way they look, I just think in the episode themselves, they weren't great. They needed to be more scary, they needed to do more, and yeah, and the ending, again, it's just meh. I'm not really sure how I feel about the ending, so you probably get what I mean. I'm very meh about this episode. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's awful either. I don't think it's a terrible episode, but I definitely would say it's easily my least favourite episode from Series 12 so far. So overall, at the moment, I am going to rate Orphan 55. I'm going to rate it 2 stars out of 5 because I think it's got some flaws in there. I don't think it's perfect. I think there's kind of issues I have with every aspect of this episode. So yeah, I think I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 stars. But hopefully next week's episode looks really good. So hopefully that will be an improvement and get Series 12 back on track in my books. But yeah guys, thank you for watching. If you like the video, please give it a subscribe. Please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, it's disappointing that I didn't enjoy this episode as much as I wanted to. But you never know, maybe as with Takes You Away, I didn't like Takes You Away when it first came out, but over time I did enjoy it. So maybe in the future, when I do my final Series 12 review, maybe my rating will change, who knows. But for now, it's 2 stars out of 5. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next week for my next review. Take care.